Hey guys, welcome back. It's Rowena.
It's Flea.
And today we're gonna talk about beauty and life insecurities that I feel like we all have, but we don't talk about enough.
Stuff that we just all kind of go through. Like for me, I have severe acne kind of scarring from chickenpox, but also like cystic acne back in the day. You know, they're all kind of like semi-embarrassing. What about you?
Really bad, patchy, severe eczema, scabbing, bleeding, pussing, repeat.
And also both of us, because we both share this dander. It's like a shower of snowflakes. It's like gross, right? So those are basically what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to share with you our experiences because it's kind of more about the battle internally, like how we gain confidence through these things that appear to be pretty rough.
Yeah, and I think at the root of all of this, which is both of our main biggest insecurity, is this crippling fear of judgment.
And we're also going to share with you guys our like top tips that have helped us get through it. So for me, I'm going to share with you guys some skincare for severe acne and also for her dry skin. But before we get into that, you might notice that we're wearing almost the same thing. Spot the difference? Because we actually started merch. Cheers to our merch. We started designing a few like beauty within t-shirts and sweaters and mugs just so you guys can be part of the family.
And then there's more.
There's more. Yeah. There's like t-shirts of different colors. Options are good, right? So this is a navy one and they're kind of these slouchy boyfriend t-shirts. So this one says classy and it's in navy, and then this one's also classy.
And there's more. You guys can check down below.
Yeah, we'll leave the
And then
links in
there's
the description. So yeah, let's just jump straight into our skin insecurities first. With acne, I know a lot of you guys who are on this channel also suffer from it. My experience was I started getting it really early on at like 14. I started developing these little bumps on my face. None of my friends had it. They all had porcelain skin. No one was going through these like hormonal acne things. Meanwhile, I was at home popping my little life away and then not knowing that it would result in severe depressed skin. 13 years later, you can still see the sunken skin because of repeated picking. This is why we always tell you guys not to pick when you have anything. So that's been one of the biggest things that I've dealt with. Not seeing friends have it, which is playing into like the whole insecurity, and then feeling like everyone was looking at it when they're talking to me. It's all in your head, right? Confidence is crushed. I would try and zoom up on all the photos that I was in. Like, oh my gosh, is that lighting casting onto my scars? And if it was, I'd be like, untag, or like delete. But what really got me over it is you're only scared of judgment if you kind of put people's opinions on a pedestal. But when you kind of really understand that that's just their opinion, you can prioritize and you know what type of comments to let in and better yourself on, but then you know the comments to completely disregard. Coupled with you're stuck with this body, stuck with this skin for life.
So why not love it?
So I want to suggest you guys who might still be going through acne, blemishes, breakouts, 3 of my favorite items that still help me. The first one is this Origins Out of Trouble 10-minute mask. It's like a white clay. I don't know what's in it, but it does wonders. I use it whenever I feel like it's clogged or oily. Otherwise, there's this UFO Sunday Riley Ultra Facial. Yeah, sell it, Rue, sell it. But this is really good because it's got salicylic acid. It's a quick drying medicated oil which clears up acne and blackhead causing buildup from the pores. This one's a little bit more affordable and probably my go-to serum. It's the Luminosity Acne Skincare Mandelic Maven, and mandelic acid is actually an AHA which helps to clear out sebum from the pores. It's like a exfoliating acid which is really gentle. So if you guys are going through acne, I know it sounds kind of cheesy to say just embrace it, but find the products that work. These are my suggestions. It's natural. So moving on from oily, her severely dry body.
Super dry. So when I was young, I had eczema to the point where I would scratch it till the point it turns watery. I don't think it's necessarily bleeding, but it's like when you scratch your skin enough, it gets water. So maybe it is pus, and then it forms a scab. It's still itchy, so I'll itch it, and then it turns into a bigger scab. It's like usually all at my joints, underarms, and like under my
yeah, in the
knees.
crevices.
Yeah, but when I was younger, I was really tan because I lived in California, in LA, in the sun. It's like when it's patchy and flaky, it's this white pink color, and it would get to the point where I got so insecure I would wear long sleeves most of the time. The thing with eczema is like you don't know. I'm gonna read a definition. A medical condition in which patches of skin become rough and inflamed with blisters that cause itching and bleeding, sometimes resulting from a reaction to irritation, but more typically having no obvious external cause.
That gives no explanation as to how or why it appears.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing. Most dermatologists, most doctors actually don't really know where eczema comes from. It might be genetic, environmental, it might be stress. There's a lot of different ways or reasons why eczema can be or get inflamed.
I thought it was just really dry skin.
I think it's that, but then there's more to it as well. And the best way to deal with it is to harmoniously live with it. A few years ago, I started practicing Qigong and meditation. I started doing it more seriously. That I feel like really helped me like decompress and de-stress.
The mind.
Yeah, and to also help me get out of my own head. Yeah, so I feel like the main thing with all of these bodily skin conditions is mostly if we stress about stressing, like if there's pimples on your face, you're already stressing about it, and then like you just kind of go down this dark hole.
Because it actually produces substance in the brain, like when you stress, and then whatever it is, inflammatory thing you have in your skin, like pimples is inflammatory, eczema is inflammatory, and then it all starts as like a mind and matter thing.
And I think for more like topical treatments, Aveeno has been my go-to for 2 decades. It's like the best thing that I found for my skin. I've tried a bunch of other stuff, but that just works well.
But is the thicker the moisturizer, the better?
I think it really depends. It really depends.
Okay, so let's move on to
Dandruff.
Dandruff, something we both unfortunately
have.
Dandruff pretty much is a culmination of scalp oils and dead skin, and then they bond together, and then when you scratch it, it's basically like that, because I guess the scalp has extra oil compared to the face, right? For me, I have like really oily hair and scalp. I always used to read it's healthier if you don't wash your hair every day, because washing it every day will strip natural oils off your hair and make it drier. So I tried that, right? On days that I don't shower, my dandruff will take over my body and soul and beyond to the next life.
That's pretty intense, dude.
And that sound of like, in public, you can scratch it like twice, right? And then people will be like, you got fleas or something, flea. You know, it's kind of the worst thing when, especially if you have dark hair and you see these little spots and flakes. And if I use dry shampoo, it will be even worse. And it just makes it that much harder to keep it kind of at bay. I don't know, what about you?
I shower every day, but I don't wash my hair every day. Actually, I don't shower every day. Sometimes I don't. Usually can go like 3-4 days without washing my hair. But that also might be why it's flaky, because I don't wash it enough.
Yeah, and so it like builds up and collects.
I think for me, it's a recent question that I started asking my cousin. She actually recommended the Head & Shoulders clinical strength dandruff shampoo, which has helped a lot.
Head & Shoulders is the most popular.
The only thing is there is sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS.
The bubble?
The sulfate thing that a lot of people are like, don't use it.
I feel like if it works, then I'll use it. Yeah. So for me, I tried this Dove anti-dandruff shampoo. This is cheaper than Head & Shoulders. It's only like $3 something.
Whoa.
So I thought I'd try it, and it does work. And then I recently started using this Pros one. You can design your own according to what your hair type is. It's custom made type of thing. So the third shampoo that I really like is Vitabrid's Scalp Shampoo. So it's for healthy hair and scalp. It's got no artificial pigments. It hasn't got that sodium lauryl sulfate, so it doesn't froth as much. So before we go on, we want to just do a little shameless plug that we're gonna start channel memberships.
So for channel memberships, we're gonna start producing 2 extra videos a month, either Q&As, behind the scenes, bonus content, exclusive content, whatever you guys want, let us know.
It is a $4.99 membership per month, which is kind of nothing. It's like $1 a week. So let us know if you have any ideas of what it is. It can be like at our home, more vlog style. It can be like extended versions.
Live Q&As, us doing silly challenges.
Yeah, going around the city, like in New York, if you want to see anything. So we're open to anything. But yeah, so insecurities.
Insecurities. Deeply rooted fear of judgment. I'm strange. I'm really strange. I pretend like I don't care, but like at the same time, I care so much about what other people think.
So it's like a facade.
Yeah, it's totally a facade, and like I never want to admit when I'm not okay because I want to seem strong and macho and I can do everything on my own. But then at the end of the day, I'm just alone by myself in a corner. Like, why doesn't anyone love me? It's like because you don't let other people in because you're afraid that they're gonna judge you. It's something that I'm working on still, and I feel like what really does help is taking a step back and just realizing everyone goes through the same thing more or less. The problem may be different, but then feelings, like what you feel, what I feel, they're universal. So at the end of the day, reminding myself, the more you open up yourself to other people, it's very likely that they're actually going through something very similar.
That's
like,
true.
They can relate to what you're going through.
Yeah, because how many times do you finally like let something out?
And like, oh my god, me too.
Me too. And you're like, oh my god, why did I put myself through
I could have had a friend this whole time. I think going off of what you said a little earlier of how in high school when you just want to fit in and you're comparing yourself with your peers, to start, I feel like it does get better.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be like that forever if you actively work on it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a part of the growing process.
Growing pains.
It's growing pains during that time because you need to know what it feels like, what you can do as an individual to either like stand up for yourself, how you let people challenge your thinking or like challenge what you think about yourself. Like, are you going to sway with what everyone else is doing? And I think for the most part, we all kind of do to a certain extent.
For sure.
And then it's like through those experiences, you kind of learn a little more about yourself. If you don't like anything about yourself, you can change it or you can find ways to change it. But it's first accepting that you have this thing that can't be changed or it can be changed. Keeping in mind also that it's really no big deal to anyone else except yourself.
I don't know what exactly it is, but I do get very insecure when I start comparing myself to other people. When you see other people doing things, when you see other people living this certain life, when you see other people doing things that you want to do, it's like, oh, how come I can't do that? Or wow, why do they look so put together and like so happy all the time? When I clearly know that like that's not true and that that's not their life.
Every single person, the fact that we're human, we are going through stuff and like suffering through stuff. So when you see things that look really perfect, it's a good thing to remind yourself that it's not. Because we all like to select the best version of ourselves to like put out there.
Yeah. But at the root of it, the feelings are all the same of like insecurities, envy, like fear of judgment, all these things. Own it. You're beautiful. Love yourself.
Because we read a lot of books around these types of things.
Self-care and self-help and personal development.
What have we read? Big Magic.
And for me, it's The Power of Now.
And also Soul for Happy. 3 book recommendations.
Soul for Happy?
Yeah, so if you're interested about any of the books or products that we mentioned in this video, all the links will be below. And you can also, while you're there, check out our merch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and it made you feel a little more safe knowing
Understood.
understood.
Less lonely.
If you guys have faced anything like this, leave your experiences below. We want to hear about it. And if you haven't subscribed, what you doing, men?
Like and subscribe and comment and watch all of our videos.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.